Hi guys! Today I'm going to show you how to make a miniature version of Daryl's crossbow from The Walking Dead. I absolutely love the show, and Daryl is definitely one of my favorite characters. A great thing about this crossbow I'm showing you today is that it actually shoots arrows. So let's get started. The first thing you need are some jumbo popsicle sticks. They'll make up the main body and the bow part of the crossbow. Here I'm marking a 3.5-inch section on one of these popsicle sticks. This is going to be the body or like the gun part of the crossbow. Now I'm drawing two horizontal lines to make the barrel part of the body. The barrel will be about 1/4 of an inch thick. And now I'm sketching out some details to form the shape of the body. I just looked up some reference pictures on Google Images and try to copy that shape. It doesn't have to be perfect, this is just for aesthetics and it won't affect the functionality of the bow. One detail you definitely want to include though is the slit I'm making in the barrel. It with the elastic will eventually pass through, so you definitely need that. It's about 1 inch long. This is the preliminary shape that you'll want to achieve. Feel free to pause this video so you can copy it or print it or trace it, whichever works for you. Next, you'll want to cut out that shape. I'm adding in some extra detail here, but that's optional. Again, I'm just using images from the show as reference. I then cut out those details. Next, you'll want to glue this piece to another popsicle stick to give the body some thickness and some strength. I just clamp it with some binder clips and let that dry. We need to cut off the excess wood so that it matches the first piece. And sand it so that it looks neat and pretty. To make the bow part, I'm just soaking some popsicle sticks in hot water for a few hours. You just need one stick, but I soaked a few just in case I broke the first one. Luckily, I didn't. I just gently curved the wood and secured it with an elastic. Here I'm making a stencil using painter's tape so I know what shape to cut out for the bow. Basically, it's a 4-inch by 1/2 inch rectangle with a small cut in the center and 2 cutouts on each end. I'm going to cut out that stencil. Place that stencil on the bow and cut it out. I'm filing the ends to round them off just a little bit. When gluing the bow to the body, you want to make sure that the barrel is just under the middle cut in the bow. This is where the arrow will pass. Using just a few scrap pieces of wood, I'm reinforcing that joint. Next, I mark a small hole next to the end cutouts. We need to drill through it with a mini hand drill, and just to make the hole a little bigger, I'm just pushing a small screwdriver through it. For the bow string, I'm just using a hair elastic. These things are super handy. You want to cut it open and run it through the crossbow. I start with passing the elastic through one of the newly made holes and tie a knot just to prevent it from slipping. Then I pass it through the slit in the barrel, the cut on the other end of the barrel, pull it around to hook on the body, and then do the same on the other side but in reverse. So through the cut, then the slit, then the new hole, and tie a knot. This is another optional detail. I'm just creating the crossbow stirrup, not really sure why it's called that, with some 20 gauge jewelry wire. And this is the basic shape that we're going for. Drill some tiny holes in the front of the bowl and stick that star right up in there. Here I'm just gluing on some additional pieces like the trigger, just to make the final product look a little nicer. Snip off the excess elastic and add some super glue so the knots don't unravel. Add some black acrylic paint and you're done! Oh, just a small tip, you'll want to use black nail polish for the wire part since acrylic paint does not stick well to metal. For the arrows, I'm just using some toothpicks, but you could use something stronger like a needle if you're feeling deadly. Here I'm just shaping the toothpick so that there is a visible distinction between the arrowhead and the arrow shaft. Next, I'm shortening and flattening out the other end. The flat side will just make it easier to glue on our next piece. Using a wooden coffee stirrer, I just made 2 triangular cuts to form this sort of shape right here. I just glue it on with some wood glue and then paint it with some nail polish. You could totally use regular paint, it doesn't make a difference. And that's it, that was the final step. Now let's shoot this thing as soon as this dries. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what else you want to see. Bye!